Myself Siddharth Chauhan, welcome to Easy MedChem. Today's part of the video will be covering about the embryological part of the neuroanatomy. So let's start. Below the mesencephalon. Below the mesencephalon, if this is the midbrain, below the mesencephalon, the rombencephalon is formed. This part of the brainstem is the rombencephalon. And from the rombencephalon, the two structures are formed, which are the metencephalon and the myelencephalon. The metencephalon will form a pons and cerebellum, and the myelencephalon will form a medulla oblongata. So in the whole, if this is at the 5th week of the development of an embryo, some cells of the prosencephalon are dividing much and some cells are not dividing that much. So the cells which are dividing more will form a telencephalon, and the cells which are not dividing that much will form a diencephalon. From the telencephalon, the cerebral hemispheres are formed, and from the diencephalon, all the structures which are associated with hypothalamus, thalamus, epithalamus, subthalamus, and optic chiasma, all these structures are being formed from the diencephalon. Below this prosencephalon, so the prosencephalon consists of telencephalon and the diencephalon, and below this prosencephalon, the mesencephalon is present, which will form a midbrain. And from the rombencephalon, which is below the mesencephalon, will form a two structures which are called the metencephalon and the myelencephalon. And the metencephalon will form a pons veroli and the cerebellum, and the myelencephalon will form a medulla oblongata. So if we'll take the quick review about what we have learned in this embryological part of the neuroanatomy. So if this structure at the 5th week of the embryological development, if this is the neural tube, this structure is the neural tube, this structure of the neural tube is the end is the cranial end, and this is the caudal end. Okay, and if at the 5th week of the development, from the cranial end, the three swellings are formed. First swelling is a prosencephalon, middle one is the mesencephalon, and the last one is the rombencephalon. Okay, from the prosencephalon, the some cells are dividing more, which will form a telencephalon, and the some cells which are not dividing as much that as the telencephalon will form a diencephalon in the middle. Okay, this is the diencephalon, and below this is a mesencephalon, and this is the rombencephalon, and below this is the spinal cord. So this structure is the telencephalon, and this is the diencephalon. This is the mesencephalon, and this is the rombencephalon. From the rombencephalon, the two structures are formed, which are the metencephalon and the myelencephalon. Okay, metencephalon and myelencephalon. So this is the telencephalon, and this is the diencephalon, which are the parts of prosencephalon. And below this is the mesencephalon, which will form a midbrain. And below this, the rombencephalon will form a metencephalon and myelencephalon, and the metencephalon will form a pons veroli, and cerebellum, and the myelencephalon will form a medulla oblongata. Okay, medulla oblongata, and below this structure, the spinal cord is present. So this part is the telencephalon, this is the diencephalon, this is the mesencephalon or the midbrain, and this, which is drawn in the green, it will form is a part of metencephalon. This is also metencephalon, and this is the myelencephalon. Okay, so the brain at the embryological age, from the brain, the three parts are there: prosencephalon, mesencephalon, and rombencephalon. Prosencephalon, mesencephalon, and rombencephalon. From the prosencephalon, the two structures are formed, which are the telencephalon and diencephalon. And from the mesencephalon the midbrain is formed. And from the rombencephalon the two structures are formed, which are metencephalon and myelencephalon. Okay. From the telencephalon the cerebral hemispheres are formed. The cerebral hemispheres are formed. And from the diencephalon the hypothalamus, subthalamus, epithalamus and all the structures are formed. From the midbrain or mesencephalon the midbrain is formed, and from the metencephalon the pons and cerebellum is formed. From the myelencephalon the medulla oblongata is formed. So that's all for this part of the video. We will be covering about the embryological aspect in the next part of the video. So do like, share and subscribe my channel and press bell icon for more notification, and do comments also. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe Easy Medichem and press bell icon for more notification.